Hi there. After years of playing the song Rocky Top, I decided to go back and check and see how close I was playing it to the original 1967 recording. The song has taken on an important role in the state of Tennessee. It is the state song, and it is also the fight song for the University of Tennessee. During the time that I began work on this project, I got the sad news that Sonny Osborne had passed away. I was lucky enough to meet him and work with him in workshops a couple of times, and I'm proud that I got his signature right there. He actually performs the song Rocky Top and talks about some of the licks in it on this homespun video. Even there, he doesn't play it exactly like he did on the original recording, which just goes to show that you develop certain licks and you swap them out over time. But let's take a look at the licks that actually appear in the original recording. Keep in mind that the original recording was played in the key of B, so you would need to capo your 4th fret and come up and spike your 5th string on the 9th fret. We'll play it in the key of G and demonstrate it in G to make it easier to follow along. The solo that I'm referencing is not the one that opens the song, but the one that occurs in the middle of the song. To understand how each phrase that Sonny plays works, you're going to want to be able to associate it with the background chords. So take a second to familiarize yourself with both the verse and the chorus. The melody starts right on beat 1, and Sonny tries to imitate his brother Bobby's singing. Wish that I was on old Rocky Top. So he leads in, and he gets those open D string notes by doing essentially the Foggy Mountain Breakdown lick. The background switches to a C chord. He merely gets the E melody note by adding his first finger, and gets this high G note by adding his pinky, coming back to the first string's 2nd fret. The next two measures are a G and E minor. He never switches to the E minor. For the D chord, he just holds fingers 1 and 3. Goes back to the open strings there. Does this very standard lick, slides 2 to 3. At the end there, that's a slow pull off, and Sonny does pull down, I sort of push up. And at that point you go back and repeat the entire verse. The second ending after the second verse is a transition to get you to the E minor on the chorus. The mandolin actually takes over the solo there, but those are the notes that Sonny plays behind the mandolin. He plays a similar pattern on the D measures that follow. During these F and C measures, the band actually just hits some punches, stops playing. Home sweet home to me. Sonny plays these notes in the background when Bobby is singing. So during the solo he's backing up the mandolin and hits those punches, but during the singing he's actually playing. Using the same roll for both the F and the C chords. So by playing a roll during the F and the C chords, you'll actually have a chance to solo on both parts of the song. Sonny comes in on the next two measures of C after Bobby completes his solo and plays this. So that's a slower slide. The next two measures of G are merely a fill-in lick. Goes like this. And on that original recording, he hit the third string twice. You can hear him play it live, and he hits the third string, followed by the second string. The first measures of G to F go like this. During the F, he's using that same roll he earlier used on a D chord, where he comes back to the pinch on the open strings. This is followed by another G fill, and this time he actually does do the third string, second string. These next measures of G to F are probably the most famous measures in the solo. He's merely going from an F position G chord at frets 3 to 5 up to a D shape G chord at frets 7 to 9. Keep in mind, if you're capo, you got to add 4 frets to both of those chord shapes. So he slides between the two. Now, truthfully, you might want to think about just landing this chord. Don't concentrate too hard on hitting that slide. It'll just happen once you speed it up. He then does the same thing going on the F chord. So together. All that's left at this point is just one final tag. And I end it right there. He has some extra notes waiting for Bobby to come back in with the singing. I'll now perform the entire solo for you, both verse and chorus. Remember, the verse is being played 2 times through, and it'll be played at 200 beats per minute, which is considerably slower than the Osborne brothers played it, but still fast enough to give it some energy. Should you need to have it even slower for learning, use the YouTube settings and dig in and have a great time.